out the two teams for you. Everton have been sweating all week on Tim Cahill's disciplinary fate. His red card last week against Manchester City stands, so he takes a seat in the stands today. Thomas Gravesen returns in his place. No other changes from the City of Manchester Stadium, except in formation. It'll be a 4-4-1-1 for David Moyes' side this afternoon. When things are going your way, as they are at the moment for Middlesbrough, no sense in changing them. And Steve McLaren names the same 11 that played 90 minutes against Banik Ostrava in the UEFA Cup on Thursday night. There are goals in those strikers as well. Hasselbank and Viduka, with 9 between them already. It's been a comparatively restful week for the Evertonians. 7 days to prepare for this one. Thanks for Middlesbrough. We have had the distraction of the UEFA Cup. A very welcome distraction for the first time in their history. Early opportunity for Bent to attack the Middlesbrough penalty area. Carsley. This will come through to Mark Schwarzer, the 31-year-old from Sydney. Such a difference to the Middlesbrough midfield already so far this season. Gives Sendon and Nemeth, as it is this afternoon, no Gaisca Mendieta, who's still nursing a calf injury. He gives the wide players license to roam forward, and that's been very prosperous. The likes of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Yeah, you mentioned it's blustery, Bill. It's going to be difficult for the Everton boys at the back today if Middlesbrough do knock it long. A real tailwind here, blowing from right to left as we look out. And it's going to be a terrific contest between David Weir and Alan Stubbs on Middlesbrough's front two. They really are on fire right now. Never really know what you're getting when you put two front players together, but they have gelled so quickly. It's so encouraging for Steve McLaren.
Well, it wasn't exactly a gamble signing players of that quality, but they have been known for temperamental problems, shall we say, in the past, but they seem to be playing their football with a smile on the face at the moment. Watson adjudged offside.
It could have been far off. He's looking across the line there. Well, Kuduru just holds his ground there, takes half a step up, and it's enough to catch him.
Both Middlesbrough and Everton with a return of 10 points from their first 5 Premiership games. Merseysiders have always needed at least 7 matches to reach double figures in the past. And last defeat on the opening day of the season here against the champions Arsenal. Chase for Kevin Kilban.
On that occasion, the ball held up there for Kevin Kilban. Looked odds on it was going to run out, but it wasn't for giving it up down the left side.
No defeats for Middlesbrough in their last 4 league and cup encounters with Everton. 3 times they missed last season, including a penalty win in the Carling Cup, which Steve McLaren and his side will pick off their defence. One of the summer arrivals at Goodison Park, Marcus Bent, on his own up front today. Leon Osman playing that role just behind. The first real tussle between Viduka and Weir.
Well, he better get used to that, David Weir, because Mark Viduka will be all over him with that type of ball. Hung up for him to go and attack, leading with the left elbow on that occasion.
Riggett, helped out by Boateng. On by Gravison. Howard Webb is getting an early use of his whistle at both ends. Boateng is possessed by Osman. Gravison now. And seek Alessandro Pistoni. Working neatly down their left. Riggett had come across well on the cover.
Pistoni made a lovely run though to offer himself down the left side.
Stamps looks for Watson. Came off Frank Kadru last, so Everton have an opportunity to build right in the corner. Benton Osman both inside the Middlesbrough penalty area, and there are plenty of red shirts back. Push by Bent.
Well defended by Middlesbrough though. One in front, one behind. And Marcus Bent somewhere in between, always second favourite.
Former Ipswich man, among his many clubs. Spent last season in the Premiership on loan at Leicester City. Scored against Middlesbrough in a 3-3 draw at the Riverside Stadium last campaign. And if anything, the breeze over Goodison Park is getting even stiffer. Zenden. Dutchman again. And he succeeds in finding the Dane. Gravison. Osman caught late by Boateng. Neither side able to really get any extended period of possession in the opening 7 or 8 minutes. Squandered again cheaply by Gravison. Here's Boateng looking for Viduka. Tony Hibbert. And Watson. And by Osman looking for Bent, but Riggett can bring clear. Now Osman gets the break. Can Everton make this one pay? Kilban, Bent in the centre. Looking for Bent, surely! Well, Schwarzer got across, but Bent will feel he should have done better.
That's a terrific chance. Kevin Coban could have taken this first time himself here and gone and had a shot. Osman released it exactly the right time. Coban could have hit that, decided to hang it up, and Bent, who drifted off to the back post, just couldn't quite get enough power or find the inside of the post.
Just one goal for Marcus Bent so far. That came against Crystal Palace. An excellent opportunity to add to his fledgling tally.
Well, initially I thought Kevin Coban might have taken this one on here, but Middlesbrough really stretched as Everton break. Could have hit it, unselfishly hung it up perfectly at the back post. And Bent will feel he should have got that back across goal, found a better angle.
Kilban to Bent. And with red shirts back.
Again, Pistoni offering himself down the outside. It's been a very bright start from Everton. Moved the ball very quickly, very directly at times. And it's not difficult given the wind out there today. Not easy, I should say, given the conditions.
Everton now will try down the right through Hibbert. This is Carsley. On towards Kilban. Terrific stop by Schwarzer. There was power in that header.
I think it's certainly onside as well, Bill. Delightful ball played in. Stuart Parnaby caught in his heels. Coban timed his run perfectly. I think it's level when it's played in, and that is a top draw save.
Two Everton headers, 2 saves. Stubbs is forward. Hibbert almost got in his way.
I think to be fair to Coban, he got much more on the header than Marcus Bent did earlier on, Bill. Well picked out there at the back post. Barnaby's caught, wrong side of Coban. And that is a terrific reaction stop.
Three clean sheets in his 6 appearances in all competitions so far this season, Mark Schwarzer. So far, that's very early days, he's heading for another. Played by Riggott, who was in the youth team at Derby, and Lee Carsley was a first teamer.
I think Leon Osman's going to be the biggest problem for Middlesbrough today, Bill. 2 against 2 in the centre of midfield. You've got Carsley and Gravison in there against Boateng and Parlour, but Osman's going to be more difficult to pick up. He's going to play between middle and Middlesbrough's back line. Bent up there more or less on his own.
Here he is now, Leon Osman. Flag had stayed down against Bent, but he just had to check his run to stay onside, you feel.
Better way to pass, he's in there. That's what I was talking about. If Everton can get Osman on the ball in that little pocket there, they may well get something.
Just around a quarter of an hour played, and Middlesbrough yet to find their rhythm. This is Steve Watson. Tony Hibbert, Carsley, Gravison. Weir was right there as Viduka tried to make inroads forward. Nemeth to Parlour. Good touch by Kilban. Everton now will attack through Watson. Here's Viduka. Picks out Nemeth with a lovely ball. Nemeth, the first time that Nigel Martin has been pressed into action.
That's also the first time that David Weir hasn't been tight on Viduka. Gave him a chance to spin there and pick him out with a diagonal ball. Has to go down as a decent chance there, although the angle didn't exactly favour him.
Hibbert to Watson. Early ball in for Bent. Now Gravison.
I think if anything, Gravison's just a little bit too close here as the ball's knocked back to him. Doesn't really have a chance to adjust his feet here. Well brought down by Bent. He needed help here, but Gravison just a little bit too close. Can't get any backlift before he hits it.
It is an Everton corner though, and Gravison has come across to take it. Watson.
I don't think he's ever going to beat Mark Schwarzer here, but Steve McClaren won't be happy at the marking of the front post.
This time, Viduka gets the benefit of the doubt. We're adjudged just to have been climbing on him.
David Weir probably thinks that's harsh, and he might have a case here. Well, he's up with his right arm. You can see Viduka under pressure, and this is a very decent opportunity. Oh, well, one for Nigel Martin. It's so central.
Alan Stubbs, whether he's just lining up the wall and we'll join it in a moment, or whether he's going to stand on the post for that free kick. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, they have lethal potential from this sort of range. Hasselbank, Zenden. He's already scored this season from this sort of position, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank at the Riverside against Crystal Palace. And Stubbs has now come off the post. Back he goes. jostling in the penalty area. Hasselbank, minimal backlift, just curls it wide.
I couldn't quite get it down here. Wraps his foot round it, trying to leave as much of his boot on the ball as possible to get the action on it, just couldn't quite bring it down.
A few words said between Lee Carsley and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Watson, 3 red shirts around him, but he's found Gravison. Kudru, Hubbard in with the challenge. No foul, but Kudru certainly felt that one.
Oh, it was certainly caught. No doubt about that. Tony Hibbert who caught him. Definitely caught there. Howard Webb only a couple of yards away.
I suppose some sort of justice is done. We've seen yellow cards brandished for tackles similar to that. Even a free kick on this occasion.
Again, it's for the high arm. We've seen a few of them. You can see the reaction there of Boateng and Zenden.
Well, we've seen plenty of this sort of thing this weekend. Hasselbank is involved, Stubbs forward as well. The referee trying to get some sort of control.
I think this is when the players make the referee's job difficult here, Bill. There's no real reaction here. There's players who aren't even involved in the challenge. To get involved. That's when it becomes tough for the officials. Boban's certainly up with his left arm, but Chris Riggett didn't make a big deal of it. He's back on his feet.
Boateng comes across, as you can see. I just think something happened a little bit earlier on involving Carsley and Hasselbank just before the free kick, because those two were quick to renew hostilities. It's certainly going to be a booking for Kevin Kilbane.
Well, if you look at Tony Hibbert's challenge a minute ago on Kudru, and Kevin Kilbane's picking up a booking here. But a lesser challenge. Chris Riggett was fine, he was back on his feet, he wanted to go on with it. Boateng's talked himself into the book as well.
So after a start that hadn't exactly boiled over, just a couple of flashpoints. Southgate with a calming arm around Boateng. Steve McLaren has come down from the stands. He felt there was an elbow, obviously by Kilbane. And Boateng has been booked, and he's still having a word with Howard Webb. This could be it for Boateng.
Steve McLaren having a long look from the touchline, possibly thinking about a change here.
George Boateng has lost all sort of composure just at the moment. Here's Kudru, blocked by Carsley. Suddenly, from nowhere, the game has an edge about it. Foul by Riggett on Bent. Certainly got the crowd involved. Here comes Pistoni. Bent down inside the penalty area. The fans baying for a penalty, but Mr. Webb is not impressed.
I think it's an accidental collision with Gareth Southgate. The reaction of Bent himself tells its own story. Trying to attack that front post there. Well, he's actually slipped. He's lost his footing.
Has he calmed down now, George Boateng? A few moments out of the front line, seem to have done the trick. Here's Hasselbank. Everton weren't completely caught out. Stubbs had come across to track Hasselbank's run. Here's Leon Osman. Watson. Gravison. Now Pistoni. Kilban. Bent and Osman both in the Middlesbrough penalty area. The ball can't join them. It will be a corner kick for the home side.
That's a good block by Parnaby though. Kevin Kilban, so good at making half a yard and whipping one in.
Gravison's corner. Stubbs got that, and frustrated with the fact he couldn't get more contact on the ball. Finds Hibbert. Carsley now. Bent is the target. Away by Parnaby, only as far as Gravison. Rigott's block was an effective one. Now here comes Boateng. To his compatriot Hasselbank. Nemeth Depala now. Good interception by Steve Watson.
Just asking too much of Marcus Ben there. I think Watson got a shout there from Hibbert in the right back area, decided to ignore it.
Middlesbrough's away record has been a wretched one. Last time they won at Fulham, but isn't pretty reading the statistics over their last home win. It's Everton who've looked the side most likely to score in this first half. Hibbert. Osman. Space quickly closed by Boateng. Gravison finds Bent. Schwarzer is out, and the danger is averted.
I think he's trying to find Hibbert. And Bent is almost in by accident here. Hibbert has offered himself down the right-hand side here. That's who Gravison's trying to find. Bent almost found himself in.
This is Boateng. Kidru now. Hasselbank and Viduka ominously enter the penalty area. Touch from Everton just took it away from the dangerous pairing. Now Gravison will go long looking for Bent. Perfectly weighted ball, Bent! Schwarzer denies him.
That's a terrific save. The ball split the two centre-backs. Wonderful ball. Neither Southgate nor Riggott getting there. Delightfully weighted ball there from Gravison as Everton decide to go long. Maybe a little bit too close to Schwarzer. Oh, what a good break.
Just held up in the wind perfectly for Bent. Gravison's corner. Not dealt with particularly well. Here's Osman. Leon Osman. Kilban's header. Cleared by Parnaby. It's a canny bit of play by Boateng to turn and clear. Everton very close to scoring at the best possible time, just before half-time. Would have made David Moyes' team talk a lot easier.
That's a wonderful ball here from Gravison, who I think is using the wind. He knows that's going to hold up. It's a lovely height for Bent. He's got time to let it drop. Doesn't have to take it early. If anything, it's just slightly too close to Swartzer. Hardly one he could catch, but quite happy to get it round the post.
1 minute's time remaining to be played in this half. 1 minute.
And a foul on Zenden by Kilban. Will mean another opportunity in blustery conditions for Middlesbrough to get one into the danger area. Here it is.
Well, I think it's a left arm that Kevin Kilban's leading with has caused the problem. And again, with this following wind, this is in range. Must be 32, 33 yards out, but Hasselbank certainly has the power here.
These balls move around anyway from free kicks, and in blustery conditions will only add to the danger for Nigel Martin. It's hit by Kadru. Nigel Martin followed it all the way.
He's never really troubled here, Nigel Martin. Had it bounced just in front of him, might have been a different case, but an easy catch.
Mr. Webb blows his half-time whistle, and Marcus Bent will wonder what would have been had he managed to beat Mark Schwarzer with that excellent late chance. But the Aussie denied him, just as he did Kevin Kilban earlier on in the first half. George Boateng, time to calm down at half-time. Arguably lucky still to be on the pitch, but Mr. Webb just showed him the one yellow card. No goals in the first half. It's Everton 0, Middlesbrough 0. So the one half-time change for Middlesbrough sees De Riva take on that central midfield role, sitting in front of Riggott and Southgate. It'll be Middlesbrough in red, and will get us off and underway, attacking the Gladys Road end of Goodison Park, as the sun comes out for the first time this afternoon. The referee will hope that all players have a more sunny disposition. And they did, certainly for a few moments in that first half. And a melee threatened Boateng at the centre of it. Here he is finding Hasselbank. Hasselbank with a little bit of space. Couldn't exploit it though.
David Moyes will be disappointed that having had so much of the game, not just possession, but they've had a good cutting edge about them as well, that they're not in front yet. And he certainly knows that Middlesbrough have enough pedigree up front to make them pay if they do get slack at all in the second half. So far, both Weir and Stubbs have been watertight on Middlesbrough's front two. Half a chance is all it might take for that pair.
Here come Everton. This is Bent, Usman and Watson taking up a position in the centre. And Everton work the ball. Gravison's done well. Riva's first touch of note is to find Zenden. Chase for Hasselbank against Stubbs. He's a teammate, of course, of Mark Viduka at Celtic. Kadru, and by Carsley. Here's Viduka. There's Barnaby in support. Reds it through to Viduka. De Riva now. Straight into Carsley, and look goal-bound. Here's Bent playing off the shoulder of Southgate. He's away from the veteran, Bent, and it's gone in off Kadru. Bent has his first goal at Goodison Park, and Everton have the lead.
It's just too quick for Gareth Southgate there, and his pace has taken him in behind most of the afternoon. Still had a lot to do as the ball's played up to him here. Gareth Southgate gets a little bit too tight, can't match the pace. Kudru trying to get across, and I think it's the full-back who gets the final touch here. Marcus Bent won't be bothering too much. At last he gets his reward. He's shown all day for that kind of ball. And from what we've seen so far in this match, it's no more than this Everton side deserve.
It's taken just over 2 minutes of this second half for Everton to get their noses in front. And it's their excellent start of the season that looks like improving. Here comes Parlour, showing too much of it to Stubbs. Everton now have a spring about their step. Kilban caught by Riggott. This will be a yellow card for the former Derby County man.
I think it looked worse than it was. Kilban going at full tilt. There is a bit of contact, not a great deal, enough to bring him down. I don't think there's any great malice in this from Chris Riggott. He's trying to play the ball.
He joins George Burting in Howard Webb's notebook. It'll be Gravison to deliver this free kick. Pistone.
Look how quickly Everton got from the back to the front foot here. Plenty of people in blue jerseys goal side, but all of a sudden they break. Southgate gets too close there to Bent. He's too quick for him. And Kudru, trying to get across, gets a final touch.
I don't think Bent will be denied though. He's heading goalwards anyway. Gravison, stabbed on by Weir. The last time that Middlesbrough were beaten by Everton here at Goodison, it was Kevin Campbell who got both the goals. He's still struggling with injury this season. And here comes Bent again up against Southgate.
Much better position that time, Gareth Southgate. He's allowed a couple of yards there.
Will chase against Pistone, but the Italian comes off the better. There's Viduka, smuggled away by Parsley. Everton were close to getting another break there, but Kudru just did enough, as he has done again, behind Burting. Riva to Zenden. Finds Hasselbank. Hasselbank shoots early. Never really got the power he'd have liked in it though.
Well, it's Kevin Kilban who's struggling to get back there. Pistone's getting treatment out in the touchline. He signalled to Kevin Kilban to take a step back, play left side of that back four, but he was just caught with the long ball in behind there for Hasselbank.
Gravison. Bent is adjudged onside. Schwartz has come a long way. And they need to get back here as Watson has to trouble him, but in the end can't manage to do so.
That's good goalkeeping. Schwarzer at times really has to play like a sweeper almost. Everton again trying to spring Bent.
Downing.
But for the intervention of Schwarzer here, Bent's in again. He's just too quick for this Middlesbrough backline.
Finding his feet at his new club. Kilban's header. It's found Bent. Drew, looks for Hasselbank and only finds Pistoni. Parler. Good pass to Hasselbank. Gravison and Carsley, as they have been all afternoon, were right there at the right time. The two who have largely influenced the way that the scoreline looks at the moment, Gravison and Carsley. They look very similar and they play to a similarly high standard. Here's Bent again.
That's terrific forward play. It's Bent who wins the first ball. It's Watson who offers himself in support. Into Osman, lovely first time layoff, and Bent in at the end again. Terrific link-up play. Just couldn't get over the shot.
Leon Osman has only played a handful of games for Everton's first team, but he's had another good afternoon here today. Announced his arrival, really. There's a couple of goals against West Bromwich Albion here in the last home game. This is Downing. Battle of the homegrown boys down that left side for Middlesbrough. Downing against Hibbert.
It's priceless defending. Stop the ball coming in. Takes so much pressure off your goalkeeper and your central defenders.
Hibbert got him away there. Boateng nearly benefited. There's Leon Osman and Kevin Kilban. Gravison's made a run down the centre, but Pistoni was the man who was sought with that ball, not quite picked out by the former Sunderland man, Kevin Kilban. Kilban's header. Back it comes from Parnaby. Now Hasselbank. Osman's recovered. And here's Watson. Take on Kudrua. Pace taken off. Enough by Frank Kudrua for Southgate to clear. Everton good value for the one-goal lead they have. They had to wait until the second half to get it through Marcus Bent, but several times in the first 45 minutes Mark Schwarzer was pressed into action. It was Bent who forced a fine save right towards the end of the first half. Kilban's header had Schwarzer at full stretch to turn the ball around the post. Here comes Joseph Job though. Hibbert got back with real pace, but Middlesbrough still have it. Downing, who can deliver a useful cross. Can he do it here? Pistoni and Kilban just getting in each other's way. This is Boateng now. Middlesbrough just coming to life. But Boateng couldn't find the target.
It's not a bad effort. Just a little bit too much cut spin on it. It was a little too far right to left. And Everton supporters incensed. They feel they should have had an offside against Parler earlier on in this move. That's enough for Nigel Martyn. Just a little bit too much cut on this.
Downing. He's everywhere, Gravison. Pistone. The spell in North East football, of course, with Newcastle. Gravison again. Pistone. Kilban away from Riggott, but not away from the offside flag. Well, Marcus Bent is just holding his hamstring. He's in conversation with the bench.
I think David Moyes asking him if he can continue. If it's a hamstring, they want to get him off right away, I would have thought.
Duncan Ferguson would be the likely replacement. Marcus Bent's afternoon is about to come to a premature end, but not before he has made what looks like the most telling of contributions. A few question marks when he was signed in the summer, but any doubts over the impact that Marcus Bent can have are now blown away. Predictable reception for the cult hero.
I think Riggott and Southgate will be relieved to see Bent going off in terms of the pace that he offers, but a different kind of challenge now. As Everton certainly have the option now of going long, missing out the midfield.
Duncan Ferguson, free of injuries for once at the start of a campaign. He's made a substitute appearance in every game so far. Downing's cross.
Terrific ball. Couldn't ask for a better ball in there.
He's done that job for Middlesbrough before this season, Downing, hasn't he? Coming on as a substitute and providing the ammunition for late goals, equalising goals. You think back to day one against Newcastle.
It's a wonderful delivery. Strikers always want it early, and he really couldn't have played this in much earlier. Steve McClaren will be disappointed there's no one hitting that back post area.
Not used to being behind, Steve McClaren. Nor is he in the colours of Middlesbrough. Away, despite the attentions of two blue shirts. Still just over 13 minutes left to play. Everton can't afford to sit on this lead. Not with Jobe in the position he was there, but Martin pulls a tremendous save off.
Well, I thought Nigel Martyn was done there. Decided to come, he's not getting there, but fortunately enough, he's close enough to Jobe here that he gets a touch on it. Terrific save.
Middlesbrough pressure, just going up a couple of notches. Back out to Downing. Still Downing. Locked away by Carsley. There's no way out at the moment for Everton. It's pegged back in their own half at the moment. Parla to Deriva. He'll look for Joseph Job, who in turn will look for Hasselbank. And this is a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area for that challenge on Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Well, Alan Stubbs reckons he takes a dive, but not convinced there. Robertson all over him.
Well, one thing that Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has is power. Not really space when the free kick is as close as this to get the ball up and down.
I think it's one that Alan Stubbs is liable to stay in that post, Bill. It's not power that's required here. If Jimmy fancies that top right-hand corner, Davy Moyes will want Alan Stubbs to stay there.
What that does do, though, of course, is allow Middlesbrough players to get in the way of the goalkeeper, Nigel Martin. This is going to be Downing to take it. The left footer preferred from the right-hand side. Tense times for Everton. And they went through the wall, but the defenders, in the form of the attacker Duncan Ferguson, were quickest to react. Middlesbrough just with the bit between their teeth at the moment. The best spell of the match.
Always a relief to see that kind of free kick, to see it out. I think wisely they had Alan Stubbs almost in the goal line by the time the ball was struck.
Here's Parler now. Barnaby's coming forward as well. Parler for Downing at the far post. Comes down to Deriva. He's got a little nudge at the crucial moment. A little bit panicky from Everton. Osman for Watson. Didn't quite come off for Hibbert. Parler. There's a lot of space down this right. Into it comes Parnaby. Early ball. And for Downing. On his right foot. Blocked by Weir. And away by Kilban.
A big block it was as well. Downing had plenty of time to measure this. Should have rather had it on his left side. No lack of power on the effort though. Comes inside Hibbert. That would have troubled Martin, but for the intervention of Weir.
Leon Osman, though, benefiting for some sloppy Middlesbrough defending. Fine effort from the Everton youngster.
Well, that would have put a lights out. Deriva with a slack pass there on the edge of his own box. Trying to find that top right-hand corner.
The referee's indicated that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes time now on to be played the next half. 3 minutes.
3 more minutes for Everton to preserve their clean sheet.
It's not sticking at the moment when it's played up to the front two. Just inviting a little bit more pressure than they would want at the moment.
Deriva. Hasselbank. Stubbs' clearance is straight to Riggott. Hasselbank again. This is Boateng. Downing now. Gets his cross in. And the keeper called for it, but Weir it was who got it clear. And it's still the goal 2 minutes into this second half. It preserves Everton's lead. Here's Joseph Desiru-Job. Parnaby, Ray Parler, Still Parler. Martin's save nearly came to Joseph Job, and it's blocked behind from Downing's follow-up.
That's a wonderful save for the first time in the match. Alan Stubbs doesn't quite get the block on this here. Charging out, Parler still gets the shot away. Martin does well.
Late pressure in stoppage time. Here come Everton though, it's McFadden. This will seal it. No, it won't. A wonderfully promising run on the counter and a somewhat disappointing finish to it.
What a chance to finish the game off there. David Moyes just couldn't believe that James McFadden hasn't tucked that away.
Will Everton be made to pay? Hasselbank. Stubbs was roaring out. Riggott's just picked up an injury. That won't delay proceedings too much. On by Riggott. Hasselbank's shot was blocked by Weir. Here's Downing. Still the dangers there. But the header from Riggott is collected by Martin. And Everton's points now look safe. A giant cheer around Goodison Park for a giant 3 points and a giant in between the sticks. Nigel Martin with some really important saves, none more so than right at the end. And Everton's best start to a Premiership season for 15 years just gets better. Their second consecutive 1-0 win and the first goal at Goodison Park from Marcus Bent. Everton 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Well, David, very well done. The run goes on. I just think the table makes pleasant viewing tonight, doesn't it?
Not half. Yeah, I think a lot of people thought we'd probably start from the bottom rather than start from the top at this time of speaking to you. So we'll try and stay there as long as we can. The boys are doing terrifically well, and long may it continue.
4 wins out of 5, 3 clean sheets in a row. This is like the Everton of 2 years ago, isn't it, when you nearly qualified for Europe?
Well, hopefully that's the same thing, but maybe this time we can do. But you know, we're not kidding ourselves on. We're not getting carried away. We know we've got a long, hard season ahead of us. But at this present time, they're doing great. The players are playing really well, lots of confidence. And, you know, we had a difficult summer. We didn't enjoy the end of last season. So, you know, it's right that we enjoy it when we're winning.
You dominated the first half and got the goal right at the start of the second half, just as justice for what you'd done in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, we played very well in the first 45 minutes and, you know, made several chances. I actually thought for 20 minutes in the second half we looked as if we would get another one. It was only really the last 20 minutes we were under a bit of pressure, which is right. You're playing against a side like Middlesbrough, who are a very good side and have top centre forwards. I think they're probably the second top goal scorers in the Premiership at the moment. So we had to play well to keep them out.
Well, Steve Hardlock, the winning run's come to an end. Did you feel perhaps you deserved a point?
Well, you could say that. I mean, the last 20 minutes we really took the game to Everton, but we didn't play well enough today to really get something out of the game, and it's a lesson for us all.
They had 8 days off, you had 3 after your exertions in the UEFA Cup. Was that a factor?
I mean, it's obviously a factor. I think you look at all the teams who have played in Europe, whichever week, and the next game, they're not always at the full potential. But you have to find a way to get a result, and unfortunately we didn't find a way.
Is that going to be part of the learning process, if you like, the fact that you've got to cope with the UEFA Cup campaign?
Well, we've just said, you know, we want a lot more, you know, weeks like we've had, where we play on a Thursday and a Sunday. And if we do, we'll have to make sure that, you know, we find ways to win when maybe not playing at our best. We nearly got the result, and Nigel Martin made some very good saves towards the end. And we came strong, which was encouraging, but disappointing.
Well, Marcus, let's start by talking about the goal. I gather I'm sure you'll be claiming it.
Of course, everyone keeps saying to me it come off a few players. They don't think it was going on target, but as I've gone through, I felt it was my goal. I got a clean strike on it, and then it ended up in the back of the net. Well pleased with it. And
you had to work hard to actually get that goal because you've been thwarted a couple of times by Mark Schwarzer.
I did actually. The header didn't really test him in the first half. The volley that Tommy Grevinson put me through on, great save. So it was a bit unfortunate, but I felt that I worked hard enough to get a goal in the second half.
And your first goal at Goodison Park, so I guess that'll always be special.
It was nice. It was nice to get a goal today. A lot of people were coming up to me today and basically saying that they feel that I'm going to score today. So they put a little bit more pressure on me today. But it was nice to come away with a win and the winning goal. But most of all, it was nice to score my first goal today.